Good morning, Rainy Bow. Good morning, CDP. Good morning, Shador Sanders. That's fancy name. Good morning, Kim McGee. What's up, Catherine Powell, my girl, Catherine Powell. So, what is going on, you all? It is Talk About It Thursday. We just here to talk about it. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about. Only certain people can come up here, though. Some people can't come up here. They know who they are. Some people are back on probation, so to speak, if you will, and so they are not allowed. A couple of people just not allowed up here. But this is Talk About It Thursday. So what is going on, you all? What is happening? What is going on this Thursday? We do know now that Trump has other negotiations for these prisons, one in Rwanda and the other one I forgot, but Rwanda, El Salvador, and it's another one. Oh my God, it's in the Middle East, but another African country. So don't be using Africa to be sending people, but that's what's going on with Trump, and his ratings are tanking even lower. People are not happy with what's going on. So, it's crazy. It is crazy, y'all. So hang on in there. Shout out to Kamala Harris who came out and gave people hope. I hope she runs for governor of California and win, and hopefully come back and run for a bid for presidency. Even though it may not, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It's really disheartening because she should have been the president this time around. Now people got this, and let me tell you, Kamala Harris could not have done any. Look, nobody could do any worse than this. I think gas prices would have been down. I think that eggs would have been down. We would have had new innovations in technology and medicine. Okay, I think we would have been in a better place. Right now, I don't think that's the case. And these midterms, y'all better vote on these midterms. I'm telling you, vote these midterms. All right. Catherine said, can we talk about what has happened with Shadar Sanders? The NFL has issued a fine to the young man's father who played that prank for $100,000. Oh man, they don't like Deion. They don't like Deion. They don't like Deion. This is what happens when you are a outspoken, confident person. If Deion was a white man, he would be a maverick. But since he's black, they don't like Deion. That's the bottom line. They don't like Deion. They don't like the Florida boy. It's a lot of people don't like these Florida boys, but they don't like Deion. That's the bottom line. It's nothing. They don't like Deion. They don't like his cockiness. They don't like his confidence. They don't like how he'll tell it like it is. They don't like him. And his son is suffering, but that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. They don't like him. What? Yeah, he's vindictive. He's vindictive. He's vindictive, and the world can see it. And this is why all y'all need to do is sit back and watch. Baby, them tariffs, did you all catch it? I had said it earlier about the $2. He said, well, instead of, he said, I guess the American children going to have to get $2 instead of 30. Oh my God. I'm like, dude, you are unhinged. Yeah, he evil and vindictive. Yeah, see, if Deion Sanders was a yes man, a yes master, they would love it. But Deion is not that kind of guy. Deion is confident, he cocky, he do what he needs to do, and I don't blame him. And that's the whole thing. You all, but it's not only Deion, it's anybody. Anybody who has that confidence, people have problems with. They will have problems with. And you don't have to be Deion Sanders. Just be yourself, and you'll find out. I mean, real. That's for real. That is for real. That is for real. All you got to do is be yourself and be confident, and people have a problem with you. Baby, you can't even get a water softener and a water heater without people saying something. Oh, hey, you just think all that. My God. But my thing is, be who you are. Because I am going to be who I am. And with that said, I got a song for you. Butterflies begin from having been another. As a child is born from being in a mother's womb. But how many times did you wish you were someone other than who you are? But who's to say that if you were that other, would you like what you see? You can only be you, 'cause I can only be me. Okay? That's another school day. Be yourself. Be yourself. Okay, they sung it in school days. 1988. Be yourself. Be the best you can be. Somebody said you can even get a water heater. Okay. Okay. And then want to ask me how I got it. God did it. Well, son, I'm sure some of my people, they donated, they didn't. They didn't, but God did. People think they slick. People think they slick. I'm like, girl, bye. Girl, bye. God did it. They keep saying you were showering with cold water. Well, how about this? If I was showering with cold water, it's mine. It's mine. But the sad part about it is they will never know. You know why? Because I don't tell my business. Now, if people were listening, I said that the appliances, the meaning the hardware, came with the house. So it's about time for it to be serviced. How about the man came over and serviced it and said, okay, it's about time for you to get another thing. This is how much longer you have. So if you're saying that this is how much longer you have, then I'm still getting hot water and I'm still getting water softened. But he's giving me a timeline. I am being proactive, which a lot of people don't know nothing about. Proactivity. I'm being proactive before it happens so we don't have an issue. Because that's what I do. It's proactive. Being proactive. So I have proactively said, I'm going to go ahead and get this. But baby, let me say this. The only thing I know is I got it. That's the only thing you got to worry about. I got it. It's done. And it's finished. And God is good. God is good. And who cares? Because people really want you to care. People really want you to care. And I don't. And let me say this. I want to give a big ups to Octavius. Octavius came on. And Octavius, you said it right. Some people are very much entrenched and enamored with this internet to the point where they don't even have a life. To the point where anything that's said on that, they take seriously, baby. And something, the girls are not well. Now, you worried about me having a shower, but you don't even own your own shower. Okay? You worried about me, and I don't have no problem with people rent, okay? But baby, it's one darn thing to be a homeowner. Hello, somebody, and you think that I'm getting ready to lose my wits end over folk with that envious and that because it's an envious spirit. I don't even know if it's jealousy. I think it's more envious because they don't want you to have nothing. It's an envious spirit. Child, just envious. And that's a sad situation. That's a bad way to be. Lord, I just don't want to be that. I'm telling you, I'm just so glad that I can come and be myself, have a great time, come on here, entertain you all, and move on. All of this foolery. And I want to give a shout out to some of the content creators that have kind of said, hey, it's time to do something new. So Octavius came up. Octavius said what he said. Nah, baby, Tulsa was trying to push it. Now, I see what y'all say about Tulsa, but Tulsa does that with everyone because that's Tulsa's way of stirring it up. She know that Octavius ain't a bit interested in her, and she know Octavius is not playing with that. But, she going to push the envelope. And that's why people can't stand it. And we trying to help her act. We trying to help her act. So, anyway. But I knew she was gonna do that when she came up here. That's an MO of hers. And let me say this: long as you do that on YouTube, but like I said, y'all gotta know what it is. But let's talk about it Thursday. Y'all nobody ain't care about these people. How I got my water heater and stuff. I got it. I got it. That's all you need to know. I got it. I got it. Look at your neighbor and say he got it. Hmm. What else is going on? What else is going on? I'll talk about it Thursday. So we talked about Deion Sanders situation. I mean, they don't like Deion. That's the bottom line, y'all. That's you don't even have to go any deeper. That's the thing. That's why they didn't even want to draft that boy. Not because that boy wasn't good. It was because he was Deion's son. Somebody said Lemon is going to have some type of talent show. Okay, good. That's good. Hmm. That's good. Good for him. Good for him. All right, what else? Hold on, Catherine. Okay, that's good. I ain't saying it's bad. That's good. What else? What else? I don't. I'm sorry. I don't watch him. I couldn't tell you what's going on in that man platform. To me, he's just like somebody else in another sector. To me, it's the lemon sector. I guess I don't watch him. There ain't no shade. There ain't no shade unless there's something I need to see over there. Now, you know what though? I really need to go over and watch. What's that man named Audio Pope? Because I heard that he went in on ZX. So I might go and listen to that. But other than that, I don't go over there. So yeah. I mean, uh, you know, okay. That is great. That is great. And let me say this. And if the subbies donated $1,000 to the pot, that's what they want to do. And you're not gonna hear anything from me. If the subbies wanted me to have a water softener and a water heater, that's up to them, right? See, I don't get mad at people's blessings. You ain't hear me up here hating, okay? You don't hear me hating. I'm just saying. I don't know the man. I don't know the man. He came over here one time because Jay Dunn was over here, and that's the only time that I had a chance, I guess, to interact. And it wasn't really a major interaction. It was just Jay Dunn called. She said his name, and he popped up. So that's the only thing I know about that. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm really not interested. And this is the thing. I don't go over there, and so I'm not even interested in participating in the talent show over there. I'm just not interested. But I'm glad that y'all are. And again, I'm never telling anybody where to go and where not to go. I'm just not interested. I'm just being honest. And I don't have anything against lemon. I don't have anything against the lemonettes and the sour puss in the organization over there. I just don't go over there. It's just not my type of crowd. It's just, yeah, I'm good. I like the people though, but I just, I'm good. Well, if somebody donated $1,000, see, this is the problem. These folks hating. They hate us. Why y'all hate us? Now I heard somebody mad because they said I scammed the folk. How you scamming folk by asking? Okay? I didn't say I was gonna get a water softener and then go to the Bahamas. Okay? It's a water softener. If people want to donate, they do. If they don't, they don't. I'm not mad either way. See what I'm saying? Just hateful. Well, it wouldn't pair well because I don't go over there. It wouldn't pair well because I'm not a fixture over there. I don't go over there. I don't know what they're doing. I'm not interested. That's the honest God truth. I'm not interested, and I don't have a problem. And I hope the talent show goes well. But I'm really not interested. I'm just being honest. Just not really interested. But I hope it goes well. I don't go over there, so it is what it is. But I'm glad that they raised that pot. I'm glad that he got $1,000 donation, and to the best man, woman, transgender, non-binary person win. I mean, that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. But I'm not hating though. I'm not hating. I just don't, y'all know what the deal is. You know what it is. I just don't have time for it. I'm good. Okay, motorcycle. See, these motorcycle people be driving like they don't have no sense either. You need to stop that. Oh my God, I'm afraid for this person. All right. So what else is going on besides that? That's it. That's all that's going on in the street. That's all that's going on in the street. A talent show, and people trying to sabotage it, and people mad because the man raised $1,000. Is that it? Is that it? Please don't tell me my water softener and my water heater is the big news. I know we can do better than that. Huh? Please don't tell me that the suspicion of cold water showers has gotten the girls. I mean, really? Is that it? I know y'all lying to me. I know y'all is lying to me. You don't know what I can afford. That's your problem. But again, if you think I can't afford it, then you keep on thinking that. I can't help what you think. But all I can say is I got it. Yeah. Yeah. It's just really ignorant. Again, you don't know my finances like I don't know yours. I don't understand how you so wealthy and all of this stuff, but you keep on dating or trying to talk to women who I guess is below your pay grade. And my thing is this: if you so all that, then get somebody who all that. Because just who you date just tell me you ain't. I was about to cuss, but I'm not. So I need you to do better in that area. Seems like you got some shortcomings to, shore up. Worried about me. First of all, I'm good, boo. I'm good. It's done. It's finished. And we both have our home, and we're getting ready to get a new one since we can't afford what we got. You sound ignorant. And I'm going to let you continue to sound ignorant. I'm going to let you continue to sound, it just sound ignorant. And it's another hater right there. All this money, all this money, all this money. But yet, she busy buying people tents and stuff. I'm like, girl, really though? So when you can find a better choice of women, not woman, but women, then you talk to me. I think you got issues of your own. You got anger issues. You trying to prove stuff to people. And people who really got it don't have to sit here and tell everybody they got it. They just walk in it. That's why I'm just dubious of you. But anyway, it is what it is. We don't even talk about you. That's the whole thing. Nobody really talks about you. But I know you got to come up to get your little, I guess, your attention. And, okay, you all look at this heat. This heat wants to be seen. There she is. Oh, my God. I think you're funny. At the end of it, you mad because you can't do it. And at the end of the day, you don't know how I got it. I never disclosed it. But if you think you know, you keep on holding on to that. You keep on holding on to that. That's how. But anyway, y'all, this is why I think it's so funny. This person is so overly invested in me, and I just think it's really odd. The girls are not well. She got anger issues. She got abandonment issues, and those are the things she needs to deal with. My God, today. Anyway. Whew. Anyway, I think it's funny. Honey, the girls are angry. The girls are angry. All I can say is it's done. Whether you like it or not, it's done. And it was done before the end of the week. It was done. Took that daggone list down. Didn't have to worry about no list no more. Ain't God good? Are you angry? What got you all riled up? I love it. My God, today. Anyway, what else is new? Child, it's old news. I knew, but like I said, I knew doing this was going to get the haters to come on out. And I was right. Again, these people are so predictable. All you got to do is put it out there and they will take that bait. I know y'all hate Jay Wilson, but Jay Wilson is Jay Wilson. He will always be Jay Wilson. There's nothing you can do about it. Okay? If you really love yourself, you wouldn't be worried about what I was doing. You'd be just loving yourself. And that's the problem. A lot of y'all don't love yourself. That's why you can't love nobody else. And that's why your relationships are trash. Okay? Child, using people as surrogate crutches. My God, today. Anyway, what else is going on, y'all? Catherine Powell, look, I put it on out there. And the funny thing is, I did it for various reasons because I knew that people would have issues. And then when it gets done, maybe they have issues. And I'm just sitting here chilling. I love it. Yeah, I've been doing the politics as well, Zara, but these people don't like politics. They don't care about anything that's going to adversely affect them. All they care about is who doing what, who got a water heater, how they got it. I mean, things that are not really relevant to them, they eat that up. But when it comes to things that they really, really need to be concerned about, these people ain't concerned about that. That's why, that's why I look at my news. I'll come up here and get a vote what they want. These people ain't concerned about that. They're more concerned about what somebody doing in their house than the news. That's why I do exactly what I do. But it's all good with me. Because at the end of the day, honey, the AdSense check's always gonna come on the 21st. You know what I'm saying? It is unbelievable. But I knew it was gonna happen. The people are so freaking predictable. They so freaking predictable. So, it is what it is. I ain't mad at nobody. All I can say is it's done. I done been in my house since 2013. Child, bye. Okay, CB. Well, he don't know no better. But again, a lot of people like him. That's why they like him. He is just ignorant. Yeah, he's another one. He's another ignorant person. So yeah, Donald Trump. The man got issues, y'all. The man really got issues. He really got some big issues. It's unfortunate, but he got big issues. Zara, yes, they are. And they're sitting people. See, this is the thing. This is the due process. When you don't give people their due process, you're going against the Constitution. And at this particular point, Donald Trump can have the police pick up anyone and send them back. And anyone who speaks against him, he has something against. Anyone who speaks against him, then they're going to have a price to pay. That's Donald Trump. And that's who people elected. And it's unfortunate, but now they understand that, oh, you're no different either. Whether you voted for him or not, he don't care about that. He don't care about that. So now people are really seeing what he's about. But people have been really trying to warn them all of this time. But now you got to really find out for yourself, which is unfortunate. But people have been warning for the longest. They've been warning people for the longest. He's very much a tyrant, and we all know that. So yeah. So what else is going on, y'all? I mean, I tell you, this. So what else is going on? We have the Trump situation. The economy is still tanking like a big rock. I'm telling you, the economy is not doing really well. What else is going on, y'all? I gotta go get some gas, so it's gonna be a minute. Hold on, I'm going to get some petrol, and so I'll be 1 minute. Give me a minute. So ushers, just let the people know I'm gonna get some gas. So gas here in Texas, ooh, regular is 279. Cash is 279 cash. I think it's 298 with credit. Yeah, it's 289 with credit. So yeah, gas is doing what it do. Hold on for a minute, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and put this gas in. It shouldn't be that long. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay, y'all, I'm back. Ooh, my God, today I am back. Let me see what y'all saying. Good morning. Yeah, LA is really getting hit badly. And I'm telling you, y'all, the man is incompetent. He's incompetent, and this is what we've been saying. And this is DEI white people style. This is what we get right here. And this is what happens when you don't have diversity. You got this kind of stuff going on. When you don't have diversity, everybody is in a sound. I mean, everybody just hears what they want. It's an echo. Believe it or not, it's an echo room. You don't have any dissenting voices. You don't have any pushback. Um, and this is what happens. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but that's what's going on. That's what's going on. So, all righty, y'all. What else is happening? So nothing else ain't happening in the sector. Just you mean to tell me just my water heater and my water softener and this talent show is the only thing that's going on, child? That goes. I'm telling you, this is what happens when there is no talent. This is what happens when there's no talent, baby. It's reduced to this. It's reduced to this, and then you got this mini lesbian that want to come up and talk mess. And I'm just like, yeah, and somebody who ain't even shown themselves. This is another thing. Show yourself. If you all of that, then show it. I can understand who people who talk behind avatars, but yet you know how they look. But I'm just saying. But what it is, you all, is really envy, hate, all of this stuff, because at the end of the day, you can't push my buttons. I mean, all I can say is my house is fine. You can't push my buttons because I'm not over there watching y'all jealous and envy of what y'all doing. Y'all sitting over here watching me. And that's the thing right there. Okay, I didn't know Very Carey didn't have it. Okay. Yeah, even with that situation, people think they're slick. They try to throw slick shade like you don't catch it. And I be catching. I'm like, I see what you're trying to do. But you just gotta love these people because maybe this is what they have. I don't know. It is what it is, y'all. So why is Barry Carey upset with Ness? I mean, because I don't know why is Barry Carey upset with Ness. Let me tell y'all something. I don't have the propensity, I don't have the capacity or the capability to sit here and watch those folks because it's really not anything worth watching, to be honest. So, no, now I'm going to say this again. Baby, hey, Kimmy came on. That thing was funny. You hear me? That thing was funny. Did you hear about the doll running you all down in another sector allegedly? Baby, that girl, God pray for her. Pray for her. I don't know what's wrong with her, but I don't really know what's going on. Something going on in her life. She's going through a crisis in her life or something. But again, I don't watch her either. Out of sight, out of mind. I don't care. And my thing is, I'm living in your head rent free. And that's another thing. I'm not sitting there talking about this woman because I don't talk about her, period. And I'm not getting ready to give her that shine like that. That's what people really want. So I don't really care. Yeah, but I don't care. I really don't. I don't. I don't. I don't come over here trying to be tight friends with people. I've always told people there are no friends on YouTube. And if you do have friends, you don't tell everybody. Um, and this is the reason why. Well, let me say this. Let me say this. I leave people alone because everybody has a day, and that's it. I don't have anything bad to say about that woman. I'm just surprised of her actions. But y'all know me. I don't sit here and talk to people every day. I've never talked to her every day. That birthday thing, yeah, it's clicks and views, and I really do believe that people gotta have content and they'll make things up. And how do I know that? Because there were a couple of content creators back in the day that used to say, um, let's act like we fight, and I'm like, no, because if I'm fighting you for real. I'm not fighting you for a manufactured reason. So I know that people do that. I'm just not the type to do that. And now I don't really care what you do. I'm just to that point. I really don't care what you do. It doesn't phase me any. I mean, it really doesn't. Some people go attack folk. Some people just chill, let it ride, and see what happens. And usually it happens. And I'll leave it right at that. Nothing shocks me either. Nothing shocks me either, y'all. Nothing shocks me either. Like I said, you have to know you. I come on here to entertain. If people like the entertainment and if people like what I'm doing, they gonna do what they want to do. Wait a minute, Ebony 75-7. Who this? Who this? Ebony said Mimi said she befriended CJ, so mom, and so was recording phone calls. And she mad because her son didn't invite her to his birthday party in Vegas, and she exposing the mom. Who is this? Oh Lord, Lord have mercy. What's up, Pizarro? Lord have mercy. There ain't no friends on YouTube, baby. Hey, the girls are not well. The girls are not well. Little girl, don't you do it. Don't you do it. They're not well. They're not well. They got anger issues. The girls got envy and jealousy issues. I mean, but again, this is the girls are not well, and this is something I don't even know because I don't even pay attention to that woman. You know what I'm saying? And people really want you to. You know what I'm getting from these people in this sector? I want you to coddle me. I want you to tell me I'm beautiful. I want you to help me with my channel because I don't want to do it myself. You wasn't there and supported. Honey, if I got you to 1,000, that's all the support you need. And maybe I was a bad character in judgment to think that you can make it. I won't even say that because a lot of you all are still here. A lot of you all are still here. But what you want from me, I'm sorry, people can't give you what they don't have. I don't have time. I can't give you time. I don't have it. Period. Okay? I can't give you what your mama, your daddy, or your brothers and uncles didn't give you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have a family. I have friends. I don't need to be over here trying to befriend the folk and doing all. I don't need to do that. And I don't look for it. And I think y'all have issues with that because y'all needy. It's some needy people over here. Oh, I didn't know that's Pizarro. Again, Pizarro, the girls are not well. The girls are not well, Pizarro. And like I said, this is why I don't look at it. Oh, Jay, they talking about you, so I'm okay. And what else is new? Pizarro, they man, because I got a water heater and a water softener, and then they trying to find out how I got it. God, don't worry about how I got it, God. And then they assuming now, and I'm sitting here laughing because you don't really know what's going on. I'm just like, baby, don't worry about that. Now, if Lemon got $1,000 and the pot is 2,000 for his talent show, to God be the glory. Do that. Do that. If the people want him to have $1,000, let him have $1,000. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not mad at that because people do what they want to do. People don't have to do nothing that they don't want to do. Girl, a water heater and a water softener. I mean, I'm like, really though? And then you had that short lesbian who won't reveal herself come over here talking about something. I can't keep my house and all of that and da da da. Baby, I've been in the house since 2013. Are you silly? Are you? But yeah, we ain't never seen nothing you live in. See, this is what I want to. We ain't never seen nothing you lived in. You tell us what you live in. We ain't never seen it. I really don't care what you live in because what you live in don't have nothing to do with me. See, that's the whole thing. What you live in don't have nothing to do with me. Um, um, uh, what's her name? That Heat woman, whatever. Girl, they done did wish list and all of this stuff. And then, and my thing is, when my wish list was finished, I just took it down. I just took it down. And then the people talking about some, you playing like people gave. Well, you don't know who gave. You don't know who did what. And it ain't none of your business. Just know that it's done. That's all you need to know. It is done. Y'all hear that clap? It is done. That's all you need to know. It's done. It's done. Yeah, Pizarro. I'm telling these people got issues. So, like, if Pizarro get her crab legs, that is her business. Now, I talk about them crab legs all the time, but you won't see me hating. Baby, if people want to bless her with crab legs, and that's her business. You don't have to get nobody nothing. I mean, that's all I'm saying. So if Lemon got $1,000, great. But this is what's going on, Pizarro. A lot of people are envious, and I don't know, I don't know if people ain't giving to them or not. That ain't my business. That ain't my business. Kim McGee said that's exactly what I said, Pastor. Came big. Meanwhile, yeah, I mean, Vic got a whole car and a whole stove. I said, well, hell, he can do that. Let me go ahead and put my little fleece out there for old nasty water heater and old nasty water softener. Okay. I wasn't mad at Vic. See, that's the thing. I wasn't mad at Vic. Hello. I was mad at Vic. If his subscribers and his people feel like he need a stove in a car, hey, give him a stove in a car. Okay. I mean, and that's the people. Oh, they say you hating on Lemon Money. They say you hating on Lemon Money. Okay. Well, Pizarro, I can't hate on TS flipped on me listening to Lime Brook. Oh, Jesus. Well, let me tell you something, y'all. I can't hate on nobody. I don't watch folks. And the people I do watch, I tell them I watch. And that's the real. Nobody ain't hating on nobody money. Child, go ahead and do your show. And when you finish your show, click off. It's a show to me. I laugh at these people taking this seriously and all of that and da da da. Let me tell you something. This ain't nothing but a little part-time job. Okay, it's a little part-time job on my spare time. And if the people want to bless, they bless. Why y'all mad? I consider it as extra bonus. Okay, but somebody said, you doing good, Jay. I'm going to give you a bonus. We're going to get your little water softener and your water heater. And I say, thank you, Jesus. It's like a bonus. Okay? It's like a bonus. And if you don't like me getting bonuses, then you better move on out the way. I ain't mad at nobody, Pizarro. I'm just happy that God is blessing me. And see, when you in your own lane, you ain't trying to get in nobody else's lane. You just stay in your own lane. See, this is why people get disqualified from the track meet, because they up there stepping in other people's lanes. And they need to stay in their own lane. See, that's my whole thing. I stay in my own lane. I stay in Jay Wilson's lane. Okay, Jay Wilson is not in Vic stove and car lane. I don't need a stove and no car. So why am I gonna run in Vic lane? I'm gonna run in water heater and water softener lane. Okay, I stay in my lane. I'm running my own race. Okay, and my finish line, I made this. I made it. Okay, so again, I don't know why people mad. Just stay in your own lane. Run your own race. Okay, why are you trying to run for the University of Michigan and you live in Florida? You better go run for Florida State or University of Florida. Okay, why try to be a Wolverine when you really a Gator? That's what I'm just trying to stay. So I'm staying in my lane. I don't need no stove. I don't need no car. So that was my lane. But you ain't see me get mad at Vic. Girl, you better put that graduation wish list out there, man. Put it on out there. Put it out there. Because people who want to bless you for your graduation will bless you. And the folk who don't won't. But it's funny to me that the folk who don't want to bless always got something to say. That what get me. That what get me. And then somebody trying to be sneaky gonna come up here talking about my people could have gave what they did. They did. I'm just letting you know right now they did. But that's all right. Child Nest was all on my wish list and talking about something I couldn't afford. Well, you couldn't afford it, but that don't mean other folk can't afford it. See, that's what I'm saying. You trying to put people down to you. Okay? And there are some people who are beyond you who can afford it. And I'm not saying they better than you. I'm just saying they can afford more than you. So that don't mean they need to stop their blessing because you can't do it. See, that's what people want. That's a word right there. Some people want others to do what they can do. And that's it. But then when others do more than they can, they become a little touched by that. Oh my God, y'all better hear that. Child, you ain't the only thing going on. You ain't the only thing. That $500 might be little change for some people. Where it might be big money for you, it might be little change for some people. See, that's the problem. Why should people be limited what you can give? Huh? Why should people be limited to what you can give? Okay. That's why I asked her the question. Well, how much did you give? Well, it was $500. Okay. Well, you didn't give nothing. Move right along. Somebody who may could have given something did. That's their business. And then this is the thing. If people can't give it on Amazon, they can give it on Cash App. People know my Cash App. So who's to say that folk didn't give it on Cash App? See, again, but then want to know how they gave it. Well, baby, last time I checked, you were my accountant. Last time I checked that you weren't doing my books. Okay, she had like she quit books or something. Okay. Why she had to like into it over there? Okay. Like she sells for us. I'm like, ma'am, that's intrusive. You don't have to worry about that. Just know that it's done. Just know that the stuff is off the wish list because it's done. That's all. That's all. And when it's complete, I'll take a picture of it when it's complete. Now, hopefully, the plumber don't have no delays, but when it's complete, I'm gonna let you know. I'm really excited about that tankless water heater because I'm not gonna have to worry about that tank being in the garage. It's tankless, so it heats the water on demand, which I'm glad. So it doesn't have to fill up the water and then heat it, and then yeah, and then it's energy efficient. So I'm really looking for the electric bill to come down. So I'm very excited about this tankless water heat. So it's gonna save me a lot of storage space. Yes, Lord, because y'all know that tank takes space. So yeah, it is about saving space. Not saving face, but saving space. Come on now. Ooh, I felt that in the spirit. So anyway, so it's done. So Pizarro, I mean, they say you hate on Lemon. Well, why they say you hate on Lemon, Pizarro? Why is they saying you hate on Lemon? Oh, Kim McGee, thank you, boo. I appreciate you, girl. Thank you, Kim. Don't say it too loud now, because then they're gonna say that I'm scamming you, girl. Don't say it. Shh. Keep it down, Kim McGee, because then the girls gonna say I'm scamming you, girl. Shh. Because you know I'm beating people up for their money. You know I'm shaking folk down for their money way up in Texas. Okay? Thank you, Kim McGee. I appreciate you. Okay? See, that's why I can get some money. Because people appreciate the talent. Whether you don't see, this is the thing. Just because you don't like me, and just because you may not think I'm talented, that's your opinion. Other people got an opinion. And see, I don't care about your opinion. That's the whole thing. It's the people who like me and the people who bless me that count, not you. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so why that gotta be hate? You know what? This goes right back to that Halloween, baby. I'm going right back to Halloween. Look, did I not tell y'all? I'm going right back to Halloween. I'm going right back to that Halloween. Thank you, Simply Pink and Green. I'm going right back to Halloween. I was so mad at Pizarro. Pizarro, do your own thing. If you want to do a Halloween, do a Halloween. Nobody don't got the lock on Halloween. Now, I was glad that Nika passed that torch down, but that didn't mean that didn't stop Pizarro from doing her challenge. You know what I'm saying? And so now she want to do her thing and she got a problem. I told you, Pizarro, see, you shouldn't have done it the first time because now look what happened. See what happened? Expect you always to bow down, always to ask, if you will, to this joker. Thing, and I don't want to judge, and now people get mad for what? That's just like people get mad because folk come on at the same time they come on. So, and do your thing. And that's what I'm saying. And nobody ain't no hater because they don't want to be no judge. I ain't no judge. I wouldn't even ask. And I'm glad I wouldn't ask because I wasn't going to do it anyhow. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't ask and I ain't going over. Period. Period. But I told Pizarro that long time ago. And I go right back to that Halloween. And you see what that got you, Pizarro. You see what that got you. Mm-hmm. Do what you got to do. Do your own thing. Enjoy your own stuff. Anyway. Thank you, Kim McGee. I appreciate you, baby. Thank you. Thank you. People always want folk to dishevel and deconstruct their plans because of their stuff. Shabbat. Now I'm not mad at the man. I'm glad he got his $1,000. And let me say this. And if he pulls the biggest audience, that's good. Amen. But you can't stop people from doing what they want to do. This ain't ABC. This ain't NBC and CBS. It ain't no time slots. It ain't no time slots. Phoebe, I'm not interested. I'm not interested, Phoebe, and I think it's disingenuous, especially when you don't go over that anyhow. And I'm just not feeling it because it's always wrapped with confusion. It seems like nobody can have a talent show or a competition without mess breaking out. And see, that's the thing. I think people really look for the mess, and I think they plan mess because It's the mess after the competition that people want to see, and I don't got time for it. Mm-mm, I don't. To be honest, I don't. I don't. And can I say something else? Can I say something else? Well, anyway, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't gonna even say that. I ain't gonna even say that. Ooh, the girls are not well. The girls are not well. Yeah, but I'm not even interested in doing that, y'all. I'm not. I realize that, these people think that you are dependent upon them, and I am independent in my own way. And whether you click this link or not, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Um, I am very selective of where I go now and who I grace, not because I'm all of that, but I don't go on everybody's platform. I don't. I don't. I don't drop in everybody's chat. And I'm not in the bushes. I'm telling you, if I was in the bushes, you would know, but I'm not in the bushes with these people because I don't even like the bush. It ain't no coverage there either. Child, I don't go, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. What's up, D Miss O? Yeah. I'm just being honest, y'all. I just don't go to some of these people's platforms because it's not entertaining until somebody pop off and cuss somebody out. And I'm like, okay, that's all you had? And I'm just, no, no, I'm good. I'm good. And my thing is this: if I run myself off, then I'll just do that. Then I don't want to be just caught up in the foolishness. It's just a lot of foolishness. It's a lot of high school drama, a lot of stuff, and I'm sitting here laughing now because I keep bringing the water heater and the water softener up because, honey, there ain't no coverage in the bushes either, honey, because these bushes are mighty, mighty bare, honey. Honey, it's been a drought, okay? There ain't no coverage in the bushes. But honestly, I'm just doing what I feel when I feel it. Notice that I don't have to attack people's personal, don't have to do that. It's just, but I don't got time for it. These people are very transactional. A lot of them are very predictable. Yeah, yeah. So it is what it is. I put the link down just in case anybody want to talk about it Thursday. It seems like it ain't a lot to talk about on Thursday. it seems like it's Lemon Talent Show. Um, and Pizarro's not judging it or gonna have her own. Water softeners and water heaters. Boo Boo, Boo Boo. We had Intrinsic on yesterday. Boo Boo. Um, and then somebody's not allowed to come over. Charlie tried to come over here about 4 or 5 times. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. You did wrong. Sorry, you didn't apologize, and now they say you doubling down. So I'm a double down. You ain't coming over here. Okay. So I'm glad you came over for the little piece you did, but nope. So that's what I'm saying. Um, yeah, Catherine Powell, but baby, she's been very limited after her Lent. So anyway, we had Octavius talking about insurance over here. Octavius will not talk about the Kiki thing, which he doesn't have to. But he said that he's a gentleman. He ain't trying to put us stuff all out there. God bought both of them, Demons O. God did it. God did it, honey. God did it. God brought all of it. Jesus paid it All to him I owe. That's who did it. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Oh, how precious. Y'all, Barbara Ward Former had passport. Now, I don't know no lips who do mukbangs, but I do know Barbara Ward Farmer. And Lord knows Barbara Ward Farmer done died. She was the lady who sung, "Feed me until I won't no more." Y'all remember I used to do that? "Feed me." All right, so she did that song. "Bread of heaven, feed me till I won't no more." Do-do-do-do. She did that. "Feed me." She dead, y'all. She dead. Catherine gonna get me an obituary. Give me a program, Catherine. Catherine, get me a program. You know, I'm real Southern. I want a program. I want a program, Catherine. Please get me one. And don't get me the copy one. Get me the colored one. Please get me that colored, please give me the colored program. But Barbara Ward Farmer died. Now, I know her. A lot of you all don't know her. But she did that song, "Baby, until I won't no more." That's one of her most popular songs. And so Catherine told me she had passed away. Nobody that even called me. They didn't tell me nothing. I ain't even know who. They didn't even tell me who got the body. Who got the body, Catherine? Who doing the body? Who doing the body? Who got Barbara? So Barbara Ward Former was somebody. She was, yeah, she was somebody. She was in the Philadelphia area, and that Philly area don't get enough credit. They get credit for the Philadelphia sound. They get credit for Jill Scott and Patti LaBelle and Teddy Pendergrass, Harold and the Blue Notes, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, the Stylistics, all of those people. They get credit for that, but for gospel music, they don't get credit. So, like, they don't get credit for Barbara Ward Farmer. They don't get credit for the Wilmington Chester Mass Choir. Wilmington Chester Mass Choir. Let me tell you something, baby. They had some iconic gospel songs, and I loved it because they used Lucretia Campbell a lot, and then they used Daryl Coley. "He's preparing me," and "Sovereign," and "Take it away from me, Lord." Okay, baby, that's Wilmington Chester Mass Choir. "Hosanna, he." All right, "There is none like you. There is none." Okay, so Wilmington Chester is off the chain. So Philadelphia don't get its due. Okay, like your boy Orlando Draper put Memphis on the map when it came to gospel music. He definitely put Memphis on the map. Um, Atlanta, the Pay Sisters, as far as choir, Beat Chase and Shabbat, but Atlanta really ain't had no gospel choirs. Georgia Mass. Now in Florida, you got Florida Mass. That's the oldest. That's the oldest community choir that did major recording. Florida Mass, yes, Lord, and Miami Mass with "What God Has for Me." Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, wait. You told that Judge Wilson the Intruders. Who is the Intruders? Guys, I'm not sure who has Bible Ward form about it. I just know she postponed. She passed at the church in Camden, New Jersey. There will be a. Give me a program, Catherine. Get me a program. Get me a program, Catherine. Get me a program, please. Please. Give me a program. What you saying, Phoebe? I told Ro No Link. Oh Lord, Pastor, I'm not sure. Okay, a musical. Pastor, you missed a good live at my place with Ro. Pastor, you missed my live. Ro said he was planning on dancing, eating, and uh, he going to Belize on his own. He going to Belize on his own. He can go on a cruise, and the cruise will take him to Belize. I have some friends right now on a cruise right now going to Belize. But is he going to Belize on his own? Let me stop. Y'all ain't gonna worry me none. You hear me? Y'all ain't gonna worry me none. Y'all ain't gonna worry me none. You hear me? Now I gotta find my plane ticket to go to Virginia. I'm gonna have to fly into either Baltimore or DC. I don't know why Norfolk is so expensive to fly in. I mean, are y'all just taking advantage of it because y'all know that military there and the government gonna pay for them boys to go to the airport? Because I can't understand why a ticket is so high in Norfolk. I mean, it wasn't always that way. I'm serious. So I'm either gonna have to fly into Richmond, Raleigh, DC, or Baltimore. Ugh, my God, today. What you told him, Miss O? I told him he should, or stateside. Mm, well, it's interesting. And I'm not gonna mention nobody else's name. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because when you start mentioning folk name, they start popping up like Beetlejuice. So I ain't gonna say nothing. But I hope people are getting the mental health and the rest that they need. That's all I'm gonna say. My God, today. But some people do need a mental break. Some people do need a mental break. So Miss O, what you been doing? So you said you had a lit live. Okay, come on, Miss O. TC, will she lie and stay at the church she's pastored in Camden, New Jersey? Now she pastored that church in New Jersey, but baby, she gonna get married in Philadelphia. Come on, Camden. Child, last time I went to Camden, it looked like New Jack City over there. Camden ain't no joke. Y'all remember New Jack City with Wesley Snipes? Baby, it was looking like Pookie over there. And the reason why I had to go to Camden because a friend of mine has a famous bar where the boxers used to go. Um, it's called Holmes Gardens. I don't know if Holmes Gardens is still there, but Holmes Gardens is where it was like a bar, and then behind the bar they had like a really nice grass park like area, and all the boxers used to go after their games to Holmes Gardens. So that was in Camden. So yeah, he lost a page. He is doing well. Okay, God bless. Why people losing pages? Wait a minute. Who struck that page? Because didn't somebody strike it? TC, will lie and stay in Camden today. The music will be tomorrow on the boulevard, and the funeral will be Saturday at the Liver. Camden has changed so much. They're building up. That's good. That's good. Because last time I was there, baby, it looked like New Jack City. People just walking all around looking, scratching and looking for stuff on the ground. I'm like, what is this? Everybody look like a zombie. It looked like a zombie apocalypse over there. But the food at Holmes Gardens was good though. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm glad they fixing it up. Camden is too close, like Pennsauken and Camden. They're too close to Philly for it to be looking like that. Now, I'm gonna tell you what, that Cherry Hill was cute. Y'all, I had a friend who's from Willingboro, New Jersey. So he went to Willingboro High School. So I got some friends in that area. I got friends in Philly who live in Center City, and then I have friends who live, in New Jersey. That is good, Catherine. That is good. To be honest, I'm really happy that they have, because Camden deserves. And this is what happens when big business moves out. So when Campbell Soup and all of those people and all of the manufacturers start moving out of Camden. This is what happened when people don't have a job. What do you expect to happen? So I'm just glad that Camden is making a Camden, New Jersey is making a push back up. So they say Trenton ain't no joke either. Trenton, New Jersey, which is the capital. But baby, Trenton, where you from, Trenton? Manhattan, Trenton. But yeah, Trenton, New Jersey. I heard Brunswick is nice. Deliverance, well, okay, that's going to be thousands and more out there. Barbara Ward Farmer is really you. Some of the new gospel people may not know her, but the older gospel people, they know Barbara Ward Farmer. Yeah, it's just like Arthur T. Jones. New people don't know Arthur T. Jones, but old people know that there would be no Florida Mass Choir if there was no Arthur T. Jones. That's good, Catherine. That's good. Well, Trenton gonna get better. Let me tell you something. You can't have the capital city looking and acting crazy. They'll get it together. New Jersey is an interesting state. It is very interesting. New Jersey itself is interesting. So I have a friend who lives in Pemberton, and it is country in Pemberton. Okay, country. But then I have a friend who lives in Atlantic City, and it's dangerous. Atlantic City ain't nothing to play with, right? But then I have another friend who lives in Cape May, and it's like, okay, it's night and day. Then I have another friend who lives in Parsippany, and you know, and they live in the and another one who lives in the Poconos in New Jersey. It's cool, but then like Newark, Newark has changed. Newark is changing. I remember when Jersey City was like crack addict row. Now Jersey City, you can't even live there unless you got $1 million or more dollars. So Jersey is very interesting. It's a interesting state. It's yeah, it's interesting. No, Jersey itself is very interesting. It is. Somebody said not too much on Trent. Trent's gonna come back. It's the capital city. Come on, capital city. Try. Not too much on Trent. We know, baby, because them people in Trent will cut you. They will cut you in Trenton. Don't play. Trenton, New Jersey. Well, I lived in Newark, and Newark was a very interesting place. I was in Newark when they were getting ready to do the transformation. The PAV train, they had the trains. It was still Newark, but now with the Prudential Center, downtown Newark has changed drastically. Um, and Newark wasn't bad. Jersey just is interesting. See, I'm not used to old houses. I'm not used to the old houses, so I'm used to new builds, and they didn't have a lot of new builds in those because y'all got to realize that cities like Elizabeth, Patterson, Trenton, Jersey City, Hoboken, these are Chicken Bone Beach. No, I never heard of that. Um, okay, these are old cities, and so there are not a lot of new builds, and so I had to get used to that. And older homes and older neighborhoods. Yeah. I had to get used to that. You know, it's some adjustment. It's some adjustment, and so yeah, it's some adjustment to those places. It's some adjustment. So now Alpine, New Jersey is really nice. Everybody can't live in Alpine. Now Alpine was nice. Okay, Alpine is real nice. I have a friend who lives in Caldwell, Montclair, and Caldwell is nice. I mean, you know, you got some really nice neighborhoods in Jersey. You do, you really do. So Jersey is hit or miss. You know, it's hit or miss. Now, North Philadelphia was I think I went to Union Baptist Church in Philly. It was in a rough neighborhood, but Union was nice. Then I went to West Philly. Everybody looked like a Hebrew Israelite in West Philly. I swear, everybody looked like a Hebrew Israelite. I'm like, okay, everybody had a beard, child. Everybody had a beard. It looked like a Hebrew Israelite. I went somewhere to eat in West Philly. But baby, them south suburbs in Philly. If I had to live in Philly, Bryn Mawr, Swarthmore, those areas, they real cute. That South Philly suburb is real cute, real cute. Center City is nice, but that South Philly suburb, mm-hmm. Is Union in South Philly? I thought it was North Philly. Okay, my bad. Well, that's why it was probably good. Okay. My God. I thought it was in but you gotta go. The big mall is north, right? So King of Prussia. Now King of Prussia Mall is north, right? Because that's in the north. But I'm gonna tell you, them South Philly suburbs is everything. I'm not gonna lie. South suburbs for me. South suburbs. South suburbs for me. But I ain't gonna lie though, Pemberton was very peaceful. It was very rural living. See, I like that Philly. I can see why they call it the Garden State because when you get into the rural areas of Philly, it looked like Georgia to me. hmm Franklin Mills, yeah. Bryn Mawr, Haverford, yeah, some south suburbs, right. Um, yeah, but Pemberton, it was like, let me tell y'all something. I went to Wine Dance in New York. Wine Dance is on the island. Wine Dance is where all the black people live. Tell me why it looked like rural Georgia. Baby, it was one way in and one way out of Wine Dance. I'm like, oh my God. But it's a rough neighborhood, but the houses are starting at $600,000. But it's a bad neighborhood. Yeah, King of Prussia has always been a nice mall. Franklin Mills has been nice as well, but King of Prussia is the first mall I was introduced to. And King of Prussia is still one of the largest malls in the country. Um, um, the Mall of Americas holds the top spot, but like Aventura Mall, King of Prussia Mall, those malls, South Coast, and they have two in LA that are big. But yeah. And notice with these towns that you all are talking about, they have very exclusive colleges. And it seems like the town grew around the college. Like Bryn Mawr, Bryn Mawr has a very famous female, an exclusive female college. Swarthmore is a very high elite college. Everybody can't get in. And it seems like those neighborhoods were built around the colleges. It seems like whenever those are they in Philadelphia, it seems like exclusive neighborhoods have exclusive colleges. I'm just saying, not all of them, but most of them. Well, that's a good move though. Why not? If you hit the jackpot, you know you're gonna get the money. I ain't mad. I ain't mad. Put the casino in the mall. Keep the malls alive. Keep the malls alive, beloveds. If somebody hit, then you know they gonna spend some money. Keep the malls alive. Yeah, the college is exclusive and the neighborhood is just as exclusive. I mean, it is what it is. But that's in the south suburbs. Okay. Come on, Philadelphia. Now I used to stay, I don't know if it's the Omni or Lowe's, but I stayed at a hotel. It used to be the PF, Philadelphia Federal Savings Bank or something, but they turned it into a hotel. And I stayed there. I know the first is PF, Philadelphia Federal Savings Bank. So I think it was PFSB, but I stayed at that hotel and it's really nice. I don't know if it's still nice, but when I stayed there, it was nice. But it was a bank. It was a bank, and then they turned it into a hotel. And the hotel is very nice. But they still have the PFBS on the tower. Mm-mm-mm. It's a Lowe's. Okay. So I've stayed at that. Yeah. PSFS. Okay. That's it. Then what? Yeah. I knew it had the thing on there, but it was a bank. It's a Lowe's hotel. Okay. All right. Yep. It was nice. It was nice. It was in the neighborhood. It was in the neighborhood. Baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed Philadelphia. I went to the Reading Market. I went on a Thursday with the Amish people. Baby, them Amish people can cook. Baby, them Amish people can cook. That shoe fly pie. Ooh, my God, today. Them Amish people can cook. Okay? They can make wood houses, they can make good heaters, and they can cook. Baby, them Amish people ain't nothing nice about them Amish people cooking, baby. It ain't nothing nice. Baby, they will have you. Them Amish people can cook. That's all I'm gonna say about that. The neighborhood, ah, the neighborhood. That's what they call it. Everybody have a neighborhood. This is why I laugh at people talking about something. Oh, he went out and baby, look, baby, I knew. Look, that's why I laugh at people. Let me see what Itsy Bitsy done said here. Let me see what Itsy Bitsy done said. You know what? Yeah, to a point. Like I said, I like to go, and if there is a favorite food of the locals, I'll try. So, like the Philly cheesesteak was phenomenal, but I think people overlook the Amish influence in Philly. You know what I'm saying? Because honey, them Amish people can cook. So, we always think about the Philly cheesesteak and all that, but baby, them Amish people can cook. Every region has its, food. Like I went to North Carolina, and on the eastern part of North Carolina, they believe in that mustard-based barbecue, and they always do that pull. They call it a pull picking, and they'll get a big old hog, and the hog will be on a spit, and they will just turn that thing until that hog is cooked outside and inside. I ain't never seen nothing like it, baby. That pull picking, it was deep. It was deep. That was in Rocky Mount. I ain't never forget that because somebody auntie didn't wear no bra and her high beams was on. We kept on saying auntie high beams was on. Baby, her high beams was on. Honey, them nipples was poking up all out that shirt. Okay, I'm like, girl, you need to go to them low beams because them high beams was on. Now I ain't gonna ever forget that. Ooh, that was in Rocky Mount. I'm like, who wears a T-shirt like that to a family? You try, baby? I ain't look. It was just too much. It was too much. I don't know about that instant busy because, like I said, Trinidad, baby. Arima, which is not too far from Port of Spain. Baby, that Kentucky Fried Chicken at the airport and that Kentucky Fried Chicken in the mall in Trinidad. Let me tell you something. That chicken was so deep. When we used to fly to Trinidad, people would give us money and give us $10 extra to get their chicken, baby. And we would put it in the warmer. And they were like, "Where's my chicken? Where's my chicken?" Let me tell you something. That chicken in Trinidad. Now I ain't saying it ain't. Now I heard they have good Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola products in Jamaica. Now I heard they have good Coca-Cola. But they say that Trinidad got that. Now I went to the Kentucky Fried Chicken in Georgetown, Guyana, and it was like it wasn't it. It wasn't it. It wasn't it. Now the best conch salad, hands down, the Bahamas. Outside of Miami, the Bahamas. That conch salad. Now I'm gonna tell you, I had to get used to it, y'all. Because let me tell you, in the Bahamas, they took that conch out of the water. It was fresh. That's how fresh it was. The man got it out the shell, chopped it up, fried some of it, and made a conch salad out of some of it. Baby, that was fresh. That was real fresh out of the water. You saw it plucked out of the water, not out of the tank at the supermarket, out of the water in the Bahamas. Not the Bahamas, but the Bahamas. Right out the water. I did. Okay, I gotta go there, but I did do Trinidad. And Trinidad was everything. TC, let me tell you something. Baby, they plucked that shell out of the water. So conch is in those big shells. Baby, they plucked that thing right out the water. What's up, MB? And baby, they diced that thing right up right there. Some of it was used like in the conch fritter looks like a hush puppy with the conch in it. Oh, it's so good. It is so good. And then you had a salad. Conch reminds me of calamari. It reminds me of calamari. It really does. Now, Granny B's, they closed Granny B's, but Granny B's used to be on 167th Street in Miami. Baby, Granny B's will have some good conch. Granny B's. And then they had this barbecue place called Soul Saving Station. Now, Soul Saving Station was a lot of churches, but they had a restaurant. They took the concept of the United House of Prayer for All People, and they made barbecue joints. So instead of having a bit, they have, so you got saved. So they, in Miami, it was Soul Saving Station #1, Soul Saving Station #2, Soul Saving Station #3, and then I think they had a Soul Saving Station #4. Okay, there was all these stations with barbecue places. So I used to love going to Soul Saving Station for their barbecue. Only in Florida. Only in Florida. What's up, Uncle Claude? Now in New York, my favorite pizza place was Danny's. It was in the Kew Gardens. It was on Lefferts. And Danny's was right above the Kew Garden Long Island rail stop. When I tell you they had the best pizza and they had the best, I have never tasted chicken marsala as good as Danny's anywhere. Even at the fancy Italian restaurants, nobody touched Danny's chicken marsala. Baby, Danny's chicken marsala and Danny's pizza. Oh my God. And they said it was actually on one of those shows, one of those food shows. Do I miss the East Coast? I miss the beaches. I miss the beaches. I definitely miss the churches because the churches on the East Coast are definitely different than the ones here in Texas and in California. I miss the lush forest. So like in Florida, we have like a lot of palm trees, a lot of foresty areas, and then of course in Georgia and in Virginia, lush forest. They don't have that here in Texas. They have pine in East Texas. They do. East Texas, they do. But like in San Antonio, you're not gonna get those dense forests. So I like the canopy on the East Coast. I don't know. The East Coast is different. It's different. I like it. I like it. Yeah, yeah. So I do miss those things. I do miss the good beaches. I do miss the good seafood. And let me say this: I don't have anything against the Gulf seafood, but it's something about the Atlantic seafood that I like. So it's different. Now, let me tell you what I do like about Texas. You get paid well, and the cost of living is low. And this is where I think that Texas wins. Florida, the cost of living is high and the wages are low. And that's one reason why I did not go back to Florida, because they don't want to pay you in Florida, but the housing is expensive. The only expensive place in Texas is Austin for the most part. But most of the major cities in Texas, you can live comfortably. I think San Antonio is probably one of the largest inexpensive cities in Texas, though. But that's why I don't like. MB said, "Tell me about it." Let me tell you something. Florida, low wages, high cost of living. That's Florida. New York, high wages, even higher costs of living. New Jersey is the same way. This is why I don't know how people in New Jersey and New York make it, because it's expensive. It's expensive. Boston the same way. Now, this is why people flock to Philadelphia, because Philadelphia is one of the few northeastern cities that you can live reasonably. Philadelphia is cheap. It's cheaper to live in Philadelphia than DC, Boston, New York, and most cities in New Jersey, believe it or not. So Philly is probably about the cheapest, largest city in the Northeast to me. Um, North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina. Believe it or not, if I had to live in the Carolinas, it would probably be um, these are the places I would choose: Raleigh, Durham, but that's getting expensive now. Because anytime tech comes in, it gets expensive. So I would may choose Winston-Salem or Greensboro, because there's still good distances to Charlotte and Raleigh. And then for South Carolina, I would choose Rock Hill or Greenville, if I had to do that, because Greenville, those areas are close to Charlotte, close to Atlanta. Georgia, I'm mixed. I would not choose Atlanta. Believe it or not, I would choose a city like Macon, because Macon has issues and you can get housing very dirt cheap in Macon. And it's accessible to Atlanta or Warner Robins area. I wouldn't go to, yeah, yeah, yeah. I would choose like Warner Robins, because Warner Robins has that base. Um, so yeah, I would choose that. Not Savannah either. Savannah really depends on a lot of that port shipping and tourism. So yeah, if I had to live in Louisiana, that's hard. It's hard because Louisiana is interesting. It's a hard place to make it. I don't know about Louisiana, y'all. I don't know. I don't know about Louisiana. If I had to live in Mississippi, it would be in um, I would live south of Memphis. I don't know. Jackson, no. And I love the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, but I would really choose the northern portion of Mississippi, no joke. Holly Springs, those types of areas. Um, Mississippi only has one level trauma one hospital, and that's in Jackson. So Memphis has many. So I would definitely do that. And I know a lot of people live in northern Mississippi because they are accessible to Memphis. So yeah, they don't want to live in Memphis, but they'll live in northern Mississippi. So yeah, Alabama. Oh, Huntsville is probably about the nicest part of Alabama to me. But because I'm from Florida, I would live between Mobile and Pensacola. Yeah. And I know that sounds crazy, but yeah. So I think about these things. I'm like, where would I live if I had to live in these states? If I had to live in Arkansas, it would be, and y'all, let me say this, it would be probably about the Northwest corridor, but that's a racist area. So yeah, but those are the developed areas because Walmart is there. Um, yeah, yeah. Pine Bluff. The only thing in Pine Bluff is University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. So yeah, Little Rock. So yeah, Fort Smith maybe because Fort Smith is close to Texas and Texarkana. Because it's close to Texas. But even with that, y'all know Texas. You know where I am, right? So yeah, but Texas again, high wages and low affordability. You can afford a home in Texas for the most part. California, I can't even call it. I can't even call it in California because the cheap places to live in California are the places where nobody don't want to live. So who want to live in Needles? Who want to be living in the valley? And even in the valley, it's expensive now. So like Modesto, Fresno, Bakersfield, those places are getting expensive now because people from the Bay Area are moving there because it's inexpensive. And so yeah, California is hard. Spokane, Washington was really nice. I really like Spokane, Washington, and Salem, Oregon instead of Portland. Yeah. So there's some alternative places in Washington State. Boise, Idaho. I would go to Boise. I've had good times in Boise. Omaha, Nebraska is hot. Omaha, yes. Indianapolis, no. I would live on the outskirts of Indianapolis. Um, Indianapolis is a no for me for some reason. Y'all, Indianapolis is racist. I ain't gonna lie. We don't talk about that, but Indiana is racist. It's racist. Do you not know the last lynching took place? The last known recorded lynching took place in Indiana, and and Mike Pence should have been enough to tell y'all that that place is still got issues. You said Barstow? San Antonio, San Antonio, New Braunfels is a popping and growing area. Any of the suburbs in Dallas, yeah. Houston still got some kinks to work out, y'all. Let me tell you something. I wanted to move to Houston. Houston was where I wanted to go first because it reminded me of a tamer Atlanta, but Houston has infrastructure problems. They have drainage problems. So Houston is at the bayou. So all of the rivers and tributaries dump out in Houston, right? And so they got infrastructure problems. Then they have a pollution problem. Houston has a lot of refineries. They have a lot of chemical plants. Yeah. So now let me tell y'all about Lexington, Kentucky. I would live in Georgetown, Kentucky, because they have a Toyota plant. Georgetown. Instead of living in Lexington, I would live in Frankfurt. But Lexington don't know what she want to be. She wants to be a home for the Appalachian Po people. Then she wants to be wealthy because the horse people and the bluegrass there. She wants to be intellectual because Transylvania U and University of Kentucky is in Lexington. But then she want to be a little ratchet because she got some ratchet black people there too. Baby, Lexington is all over the place. In Louisville, you know, it's Louisville just have had a lot of issues with racism, and then Southern Indiana is no better. But baby, yeah, I would choose Georgetown or Frankfurt because Frankfurt is country, but it's close enough to get to Lexington, honey. But Miss Lexington is all over the place. She's all over the place. She's all over the place. She's intellectual, then she's ignorant. She's refined, but then she ratchet. I mean, she's giving all of that. She's giving all of that. Miss Lexington is giving all of that. What y'all say? I don't like I didn't like West Texas. It's too barren out there. It's too deserty out there to me. It's too deserty out there to me. I went to El Paso. I'm like, get me up out of here. El Paso is a pretty place. The mountain is right between the city, so the mountain divide the east side and the west side. The east side of El Paso is where Fort Bliss is, but it's hood, and then the west side is where a lot of the newer developments, a lot of the wealthy people. If you can live in the mountains, baby, you doing it. And then you have the historic center, so it's a mix of both. But El Paso, I didn't like it. I didn't like El Paso that much. It was something different, and everything was kind of compact. You know what I'm saying? It was real tight in El Paso. You know, George Jefferson, Sherman Hemsley, lived in El Paso before he died. So I guess it was inexpensive. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Now, let me say this though. If you want to get some cheap tuition and a solid education, and you don't mind, you know, New Mexico. New Mexico has some of the cheapest tuition in the country. New Mexico State, University of New Mexico, cheap. And they have a problem in New Mexico. They have a problem. They do. They do. They have a lot of crime issue. They have a lot of reservations, so you know those people are not taken care of too well. Um, but yeah, so New Mexico is having some issues, and when it comes to higher education, they're having some few challenges in New Mexico. So, but they got cheap tuition for university. Yes, they do. Yeah, Phoenix is another place. I would choose Tucson over Phoenix. Um, Scottsdale is expensive as hell. Yeah, Phoenix, and let me say this: outside of Phoenix and Tucson, it ain't nothing else. I mean, you're gonna live in Lake Havasu, you know, Yuma, Arizona. Yeah, some place. That's why I don't like these cities with these just two big cities. You know, yeah, because it doesn't give you variety. What else is a nice? Now, Virginia, I will choose the Hampton Roads area any day. I'm not a fan of Richmond. I didn't like Richmond. I didn't like Petersburg. I love Northern Virginia, but you can't afford it. Northern Virginia is high as hell for no reason. Well, DC is the reason. But the Hampton Roads area, Newport News, the Tidewater area, I like the Hampton Roads area. I've never been a fan of Richmond. Never been a fan of Richmond, Virginia. I ain't like Richmond. In Texas, you can get a job in Texas, Dallas. I think Dallas has the highest paid wages. Dallas is a good place for jobs. Austin is a good place, but you can get a good job in Austin, but the housing is extreme. Houston is like the New York of Texas, New York City. You can get a job in Houston. And San Antonio is even keel. You can get a good job and find a place to live. So that's why San Antonio is one of the fastest growing cities in Texas because of that. Arlington is Dallas. So yeah, Arlington is Dallas. Fort Worth to me is Dallas. Fort Worth, I would live in Fort Worth over Dallas because Fort Worth is a little quieter. It's not as rah-rah as Dallas. Even East Texas, like places like Tyler and Longview, those places, they have good economies in those places, and it's cheaper to live, and they're not that far from Dallas. Oh, you talking about Arlington, Virginia? Expensive. Arlington is expensive. Let me tell you something. Fredericksburg has gotten expensive, and it's not that it's far out from DC, but it's about an hour and a half drive. And Fredericksburg, Virginia, is now expensive. People can't even afford Fredericksburg. So yeah, Virginia is getting really high. It's getting really expensive now. Y'all, it's something about Richmond that I didn't like. I mean, I didn't like Richmond. I don't know. First of all, Reynolds R&R Tobacco is there. It was the Confederate capital. They still have those Confederate monuments. I don't know if they took them down or not, but they still had Confederate monuments. Um, it reeks old South to me. And even though they have a black college like Virginia Union, um, I don't know. I don't know. Richmond, I just never liked Richmond. I like the Hampton Roads area. Petersburg to me looked like y'all. Petersburg looked like the Civil War about to happen again. It's such an old city, and I'm not. Yeah, no, no. I like the Hampton Roads area. I like Northern Virginia. When you start talking about Charlottesville, not a Charlottesville fan either. And then anything that's out in the western portion of Virginia, I'm good. Big Stone Gap and all them places, I'm good. Waverly, Waverly had some issues, racial issues at one point. But anyway, yes, a link, y'all. Let me put the link down. Well, I actually stayed a month in Boise, and when I was in Boise, I knew I was a black man, but it's a different feel. Boise, it seemed like they care about your money. They don't really care about what color you are, even though I felt the air was clean in Idaho. Um, it was relaxing in Idaho. There's a few black people in Idaho. I just enjoyed it overall. And if I had to live in Idaho, which I'm not trying to, but if I had to live in Idaho, I would choose Eagle or Boise. Eagle is the suburb of Boise, but I liked it. I had a good time in Boise, and I felt safer in Boise than I did in some places down south. So I like Boise. And I mean, I actually been there. So a lot. Thank God for the airline industry. Because of Delta, I had to go to places that I wouldn't regularly go. But yeah, Boise was nice. I ate at restaurants, and the people treated me very well. In the South, you can tell it's a tension. I didn't feel that in Boise, and if white people didn't like me, they did a good job of hiding it. I mean, I'm being real because I go into places down south and even in northern Florida, and baby, you can feel the tension. It's like I really don't want to serve you, but I got to. It's almost that kind of attitude. So yeah. Hold on, y'all. Let me put my banner up here. We got somebody coming in. Hello,
What's up, Jay Wilson?
what's going
Um,
on?
Not much. I'm it's Stefan. I'm appreciating your commentary today, like, because what you're talking about is like right up my alley. Because I've like been considering making a move this year, like so. Some of my areas I've been thinking about were I definitely want like a metro area, but I want it to be affordable too. Um, so some of the places you named, I did have a question about. Now, why did you mention Boise, Idaho? What made you think of that?
Yeah, I just talked about it. I had to be in Boise, Idaho for a month, and it was just a clean place, and it was a
Yeah,
few black people there, but I really didn't get that stigma of you black. Whereas if I would go to a Birmingham, or if I would go to a
right.
Savannah, Georgia, or Macon, Georgia, you kind of feel that little tension there. I didn't
Mm,
feel that in Boise. I felt very free. I didn't feel, yeah. I
you
mean, it
know,
was a different vibe. And
yeah.
then it's a beautiful place. They had a black museum. They actually had an African American museum with people from Boise. I thought that was interesting. So it's a few things. Now, that's where I would go if I had to go. I
Yeah.
wouldn't just choose it, but if I had to go there, I would choose
Mm.
Eagle. Eagle is the suburb out of Boise, so I would choose Eagle to live, and I would just drive into Boise. But Boise
Now,
was a nice place.
another random like area like that that I went to that I was kind of surprised about was Salt Lake City. That was a nice city to me. Have you been there?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Salt Lake. Now, let me say this:
Oh,
they
is it
have a
the
lot of gay
Mormon?
clubs in Salt Lake City. They do. But I wasn't a fan of Salt Lake for some reason. Because the now this is me. This is something personal. This is not. I don't like mountainous areas because I feel like I'm isolated, and it felt like Salt Lake was isolated. Again, they had a sizable black population. I went to a festival there, but it was like the black people knew everybody. It's like everybody black know each other in Salt Lake. Um, Also, too, with Salt Lake, I would wonder how the job field would be because, again, it's dominated by Mormons. So,
Yeah, so it's probably
I
like
thought about
a
that, and those
you would
Mormons
know.
control that the legislation. Like, I don't. It was funny stuff that I don't, do. People were upset about, but then I'm like, well, this is freedoms. So I don't watch porn, but a lot of people say in Salt Lake that they have like the body parts covered, so you can see the action, but you can't see the body parts. I
Wait,
thought that was
what?
funny, and
Wait. The porn wait. That's how their porn
yeah, yeah,
is
and
shown.
and
Wow,
you
that's
can't get alcohol on certain days. So, like
okay.
on Sunday, a lot of people would drive to Evanston, Wyoming, to get their alcohol. They would wait a little bit because the police would be waiting to see if they had alcohol. So even though it's a beautiful place, it was a little restrictive, and I, I mean, it was something about that location that I didn't like, but
Okay, now a little
I
bit
liked
further
Idaho
over.
better.
What do you think about Colorado? You like
I'm not a
Colorado?
fan. I
Oh, you said
Denver
mountainous
again,
areas. That's another mountain area. Yeah,
huh?
don't like you. I forgot you said you don't like mountain areas. That's another mountain area.
Yeah, but so Aurora, Colorado is where mostly the black people live, and I see a lot of segregation and as far as that. I've been to Colorado Springs and I've been to Denver.
Hattie
Um
McDaniels is from Denver. Or no, wait, was it Colorado Springs? Yeah, she's from Colorado. I did not know that.
yeah,
But
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like Denver, but then I love Omaha, Nebraska.
ew. See, I don't see where see that is like just tornadoes and it's just now. Why do you like
I know it's
Omaha?
tornadoes, but I liked it. So, I mean, there's certain places I like. I lived like in Missouri. I lived close to Joplin, Missouri, even though I lived in Kansas. I lived in the Joplin area.
How'd you like that?
Um, it was, but I wasn't a Kansas fan, and believe it or not, I wasn't a Missouri fan. I didn't like the state overall, so I
Mm,
didn't like
I,
Kansas
I can't
overall.
see. I couldn't see myself in Missouri at all.
Yeah,
Missouri.
and I didn't like Missouri overall.
So I don't like it right in the middle of the country, like where you can't really go to too many, neighboring areas. Like I couldn't really.
Mhm.
That's one thing I didn't like when I was in Phoenix because like it's kind of like that's where you are. Like you can't really go very many places like on a short trip. The closest place was like Southern California. That was like
Yeah,
Las Vegas.
yeah,
But a
yeah.
lot of people are moving to Texas. I know that Texas is one of the number one pick places for people that are leaving California because the cost of living is just way too
It's
high
really
out there.
interesting though. Those people who are moving from California, they're going to Austin, and Austin is our California in Texas. I would not touch Austin with a 10-foot pole because it's so expensive. So Californians are moving there, thus it's continuing to be expensive. But to them, it's inexpensive from the
Right.
prices they pay. But San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston are still good bets. Not too much going on in Corpus Christi, but I think Texas overall is a good bet. There are no state taxes, no state taxes, and again, you get
Houston's
paid
a little
well
too
here,
humid for
but
me,
the
so I
cost of living is low.
I mean I've been to Houston, but it's just the humidity is just it's hot in Houston. I
Well, you would like Dallas. Dallas is more of a dry heat. It's more of a Arizona heat, but they have the tornadoes in Dallas. Now, we don't have bad weather systems in San Antonio, really not bad systems at all. And Austin is the same way. But I like San Antonio. It was not my first choice. I was going to go to Houston, but I wound up staying in San Antonio and liking it. And I think it's a good balance. And it's a big city with a small town feel.
San Antonio, yeah. Yeah, I know Texas, yeah, it's really, on the come up. Yeah, so
Well, look,
um,
I'm glad you came up here. I hate
yeah.
to leave, but I got to go
uh,
to the office that I don't have and the job that I don't have. So
Thanks
I'm
for
getting
having
ready
me
to go
up,
to
Jay
this job
Wilson.
I don't have in this corner office I don't have. What was you saying, Stephen?
I said thanks for having me up. I appreciate you.
Anytime, Stephen. You anytime. Thank you for coming. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Peace and love.